Zach, what do you mean? Perfect. All right. So, with obviously high school football, there's so much change. You guys have been third in the SVC for a couple years. Talk to me a little bit about how you guys are looking to kind of capitalize on that change. I know Unioto has a lot of change coming, and obviously with seniors graduating and stuff. How are you guys looking to kind of capitalize on that and hopefully move up in those conference rankings?
Well, I mean, obviously our number one goal is to win the league. I mean that's number one. I feel like we've got a veteran team. We've got a lot of seniors this year. We've got a lot of juniors as well, and I think that's going to factor in because last year we were pretty young. So I feel like with having a veteran team, it's definitely going to help us, especially when when we're playing some pretty tough opponents in our league.
Yeah, and you mentioned there the seniors. Talk to me a little bit about, and the players obviously get in on this too. The kind of leadership on that team. You said there's a lot of seniors. Do you feel like that kind of gives you guys a step up, or how does that kind of impact your guys' approach to the season?
Oh, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, and I've talked to these guys about it. A senior-led team is a good team.
Right.
So it's not just about me leading the team. It's got to be about these guys right here that are sitting up here talking to you guys about their leadership. We've done some things, with our program that I haven't done in the last several years. We've started kind of this golden standard type thing that we're doing with our program, where basically we're evaluating each and every player every day. Each day they come in, we color coded it. So basically, if they had a gold day, that means they had a wonderful day, and in that they had a really good attitude in their effort. So we're basically just kind of evaluating on their attitude and effort. If they had an okay day, an average day, it's gray, and if they had a bad day, it was red. And so our players would walk in every day, all hanging on the board, and they know what kind of day they had the day before. And we would talk about what it takes to be gold, and it's hard because every day is different. And so I challenge them every day to kind of have that golden standard in mind, and I really feel like it's really helped our guys really focus each and every day, because their attitude and their effort is critical when it comes to leading this team. And I'll let them kind of talk about kind of what they think too. So, what do you guys think about?
I mean, it helped our team a lot. Last year we had difficulties with leadership. I mean, we got a few hotheads on the team, and I mean, it helps a lot. Like, I don't know, it just helps a lot keeping everybody under control.
I think the younger, going from freshman all the way to junior, look up to the seniors because we know that they've been going through it for 4 years, putting in the work all 4 summers, and just really following their steps, knowing that they're here to help us. They're not just here to make themselves better. They're here to just make the whole team better so that we can complete our one goal, which is winning the gold ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you mentioned there winning that gold ball. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the goals this offseason and how we might see those, the things that you guys have been working on implemented in trying to, win the conference.
Well, at the end of each season, as a coach and a coaching staff, you sit down and you kind of go over what are the things that we've got to improve on and get better at. And the one thing is what I just talked about, leadership. We got to have more leadership, and so we worked hard on that. We made some changes on offense that I think that are really going to help elevate our game. Trayvon Boland's our offensive coordinator. He's done a really good job of kind of making those changes so that we can get more guys involved offensively and not just rely on just a few guys, which should make it a little more difficult to play us. And in our strength conditioning program, we use Weight Room Coach, which was designed by Jason Prater and AP Prep. It's been a game changer for us. This will be our 5th year using that program, and our kids have really bought into that, and it's really helped our kids get bigger, faster, and stronger. And when you got a bigger and faster, stronger athlete, obviously it's going to make a difference in their confidence. And I really feel like we have a group of guys that have improved with their strength and their conditioning, and I think we have some guys that are really hungry to have a really successful year. So.
Yeah, and then for the upcoming season, what are some of those big games that you guys have your eye on, both in and out of conference?
Well, I mean, we're going to take it one game at a time, and it starts with Blanchester. We're never going to look ahead, but our schedule's pretty tough. We've always had a tough schedule. I mean, we're the smallest school in the SBC, so again, just playing the SBC schedule is tough, week in and week out. But and that's having that non-conference schedule being as tough as it is. We start with Blanchester. They're always a good team. They're always in the top tier of their league. They do well in the playoffs. And then we have West Jefferson, which is our second game, and that'll be a big battle and a test for us to kind of see where we're at. And then Greenfield McLean, much bigger school than us. They're in the FAC, and we got to go play on their turf. So just to start the season off playing those three opponents, I think is really going to kind of help prepare us for the tough road that we have in the SBC.
Yeah. And then a quick question for the players. You guys have talked about all of the changes and the new things that you guys are trying in this off season. What are, in your guys' opinion, what are the biggest changes for better or worse for this team that kind of have impacted you guys in this off season and going into
I think it's our energy. I mean, our defense last year, past few years, it's been pretty dead. Like, not a lot of energy. But I feel like this year, after the first scrimmage of the year, I mean, I feel like our defense is very dangerous and a lot of energy, and we come out to play.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I think that's really helped is everyone's bought into the system, and nobody is pouting or complaining about what's happening, whether they're getting reps or not. I think everyone just wants to come to one common goal, which is winning every game we can. And I think that's just really boosted the morale all around the team because everybody's doing their job. And then when everyone's doing their job, I mean, it's an unstoppable force.
Do you guys have anything else?
Caleb?
Yeah, I'd like to say it's kind of nice looking around knowing everybody's a leader on the field. Like last year, we could look around. Some people wanted changes to happen, but they weren't working towards it. They weren't leading. They weren't showing us what they wanted because they weren't doing the things that they wanted us to do. This time, you look around. You got everybody around you. You see what they want you to do, so you can actually follow their lead and do it.
Yeah, that's all I got. You guys have.
I have a question. So the past 6 years, you guys have made the playoffs, and then every year in that span, you guys haven't made it over the second playoff game. The last year, you guys lost by one possession or one score, 8 points.
Yep.
How is that a motivating factor for you guys going into this season? Anyone can answer.
Well, I'll go ahead and start with it. You've seen our region, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the toughest regions in the state, and I say that because whoever wins our region usually wins state. So it's not easy. I mean, it's a grind getting through that. And so, when you get into the second round, you get into the third round of our region, it's brutal. And to kind of add to our goals is to win the region, because we feel like if we can win the region, then obviously we can make it to Canton, Ohio, which is everybody's ultimate goal. But it's tough football. I mean, we're playing against the MAC. Everybody knows who they are. We beat a MAC team last year, so we've kind of gotten over that hurdle. And we went toe-to-toe with a good Cincinnati Country Day team, and we take away a turnover, and we're probably moving on to the third round. So we've gotten closer and closer. But you're right. I mean, we feel like, with this group, obviously we can stay healthy, and we can have the year that we think we can have, and win the league. Then it's really going to set us up for the playoffs, and then hopefully we can make a nice run.
And then for the players, that clock hits 0, end of your season. like, do you think about that moment, and does that really like give you like any fire? Like, what do you think about when you go back to that moment last year in your last game?
I think it really motivated all of us, knowing how close we came, but we still fell short. And it just really lit a fire inside of us, knowing we got to get better so that doesn't happen again and we can just keep going farther and farther.
Wasn't just that game. It was the Zane Trace game too.
Mm-hmm.
Like after those 2 games, we already had a chip on our shoulder after them, and we want to get those back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got 2. First one's for Coach. So there was a period last year we had 6 wins in a row. A lot of them were against FBC opponents. Are there any strategies for this season to recreate that magic and really get a good consistent streak going?
Well, I think the key is starting this week and starting off on a good note. We don't want to just beat Manchester. We want to go in and play well. And it's a road game, so it's going to be a challenge in itself. I feel like our offseason has challenged us in that we've picked opponents that, again, I keep saying this, we're a small school, and we're going to play teams that have a lot more kids and are going to test us physically. So we played Vinton County, went toe-to-toe with them, played Washington Courthouse last week. So we really felt like that's going to help us kind of prepare and get off to a good start. Obviously, the West Jeff game, I mean, that's a big challenge, and we know what kind of program they have, and the chance, to play them in week 2. We're looking forward to that challenge, but again, it all starts with how well we start this week. That's so key.
And my last question is for the players. So your coach talked about that system where you sort of color coding. How do you feel like playing under that system, and just football in general, has prepared you to be just people after the sport is over and into college?
I think the system just kind of makes us all better men. It shows us what the best is and what we should be, and then there's the bottom. And nobody wants to have an interaction with a person at the bottom. And if we're all just at the top, it's a lot easier to just communicate and get better with each other.
Anything else?
Yeah, we're good.
Fantastic. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
All right, thank you.